we had a uprising last year. We can also name it a revolution. Like, it was a revolution because people from all sectors of the society, they took the streets. They jointly forced Hasina to flee from the country, and her government, the entire cabinet, literally fled. So after that, Dr. Yunus, who is a very respected person, he agreed to be the head of the interim government. He formed the government, and the government has been supported so far by each political actor, I would say. The major political party in the country, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, they have been supporting the government. The other political parties like Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh and the newly formed Student Party, NCP, they all are cooperating in a way so that the transition takes place smoothly, the democratic transition takes place smoothly. Considering the kind of burden or economic burden and the kind of diplomatic relationship with our neighboring countries that Hasina left the country at, I think certain things are developing slowly and gradually, as I can see, but it will take some time. It is not something that can be fixed or amended in 6 months, a year or two. It is going to take its own time. And I can confidently comment that things are developing there. We are heading towards a national election. Actually, in fact, today, just an hour back, Dr. Yunus, head of the caretaker government, interim government in Bangladesh, announced that the next election will take place in the first half of April 2026, which is a good news. At least now we know that we are heading towards a parliamentary election, which is a positive sign. And I hope we move toward that path, or slowly, and everybody will agree on this, because it is crucial that all the political parties consider the situation and support the interim government to hold acceptable, free and fair election. The way Sheikh Hasina's government, like, I do not hesitate to call it a tyrannical regime, that they wanted to establish a very cultish politics. And the center of the cult was Mujibism, the father of Sheikh Hasina. And everything was revolving around Sheikh Hasina's family, her family members who were brutally murdered back in 1975 with a group of rogue military officers, which was indeed a very sad incident. But since then, Awami League came into power for the first time in 1996, and for the second time in 2008, December. And since they came into power, it was about intensifying the cultish culture of this political party. Like, everything was revolving around Sheikh Mujibur Rahman or his family, or Sheikh Hasina's extended family. Anything that Sheikh Hasina would try to establish, she would at least talk about her family's history and the way her family was murdered for a good amount of time. So she was very much adamant about that, even if there were people criticizing her drawing cartoons or criticizing her father with comments on social media or on newspaper. There was a law introduced called the Digital Security Act, where you cannot really criticize Sheikh Mujibur Rahman or Sheikh Hasina or her family members. So it goes beyond saying that she was on the path of establishing an absolute fascism in Bangladesh, and a majority of it was surrounding her father and her family. This is a very interesting topic, and actually that is why I agreed to talk to your show, because I think we are actually missing out on this, but there are not really many discussions happening about why the situation of Bangladesh-India relationship has reached this point. There are some major reasons. There are some very vital reasons why we are here today, why Bangladesh and India, Bangladesh, a country that shares its largest land border with India, why are we in such confrontation mood right now? Why our people are so full of vengeance or hatred against our neighboring country who helped us to be liberated from the Pakistani military junta back in 1971, who did inflict a massive war on us and caused significant casualty to the people of Bangladesh and to our women and all like that. So we should have been we have been grateful to India as a friend, as a neighboring country, and our relationship, Bangladesh's relationship with India, was absolutely all right. But since Hasina came into power in 2008, the relationship took a very one-sided turn, and from India's part as well. As soon as Narendra Modi's government, the BJP government, took charge, I think they were very much boss-eyed. They were only considering the interest of Sheikh Hasina and the Army League. They did not consider the interest of the 170 million people of Bangladesh. So they should have considered that the India-Bangladesh relationship has to be only India-Army League relationship. By that, what did you achieve actually? Yes, you have achieved absolute freedom in Bangladesh. You have secured your interests. You have access. You have created access for your intelligence agencies inside Bangladesh. But what did you give in return? Nothing, basically. Interestingly, we had 3 elections conducted. Actually 4, I think 2014, 2018, 2024. And none of these elections were attended by the major political parties. No one participated. Like the Jamaat didn't participate, Army League, BNP did not participate. It was all set up. India, being our largest neighbor, who kind of brandishes them as the beacon of democracy to the world, they did not say a single word about these elections. They only say their embassy, their high commission said, we do not interfere in Bangladesh's election. It is an internal matter. Sarcastically, on the other hand, they're interfering in everything of the country. So how odd and how obnoxious does it look that you are saying you do not interfere into Bangladesh's internal matters? But when it comes to election, you are saying that, hey, it's your own matter. But on the other side, you are sending your intelligence officials, you're deciding our foreign policy, you're interfering in our security agencies. So why this type of hypocrisy? Why are you so hypocritic? If you were a good friend, you would consider sitting down with the government and suggest them that, hey, look, you're not doing the things in incorrect way. You're leaving out the major political parties, and it is only all about you. Why you are doing that? We had various issues, serious concerns, serious human rights violations were taking place. Our elite police force, Rapid Action Battalion, the Military Intelligence Agency, DGFI, that time, they were involved in various kind of human rights violations, especially the Rapid Action Battalion. They were abducting people, they were involved in extrajudicial activities, there were serious surveillance conducted against political activists, journalists, civil society actors. India, I think, was rather a part of it. They were involved in secret prisoner exchange, secret intelligence exchange. India was conducting operation inside Bangladesh. Can you imagine that a sovereign country allowing a foreign nation to come inside and do their operation to arrest people who are of their interest? For an example, There were Ulfa leaders, there were leaders of NLFT. They were captured from within Bangladesh with the help of Indian officials. So if you could do that, why you never said a single word when it came to our national elections? Like it was not a wise thing to do from India's part, I would say. So if they expressed some concern, then we would not see what we are experiencing today. India enjoyed absolute excess within Bangladesh. Like a relationship works in a reciprocal way. You give me 2 glasses of milk, I give you 2 glasses of milk. Or you give me 5 eggs, I give you 5 eggs. It's not that I give you 5 eggs, you give me nothing. So, like it has to be a relationship based on respect, not that you try to rule me or guide me the way you want. We don't want to be somebody's surrogate state. We have, we're a country of 170 million people. We have a strong military. We have significant armed forces. Our economic development is not bad. Even our GDP per capita income is more than India. But that's a different discussion. So India has to respect Bangladesh as a country, and they should be aware that they should not interfere in our internal matters. They should not send their intelligence people here and there inside Bangladesh to create unnecessary chaos or take part of any specific political party. If you just go back, you will see that India never really expressed any interest to deal with any other political parties in the country except the Army League. So was the Indian embassy serving the purpose of the Army League government solely? It is something that the Indian political parties should ask the BJP government. So what we are experiencing today, I would say it is a massive diplomatic failure from India's side. Their key decision makers should have been more careful about putting all the eggs in one basket. And again, after Hasina's departure, what they have done, they've stopped issuing visas for Bangladeshis so that Bangladeshis cannot travel to India. How funny does that sound? Why you had to do that? Even our people, we did not stop issuing visas for the Indian nationals. Why are you doing this kind of things that is making the relationship more hostile? That is something that I would like to ask the government of India, that instead of making things easy, you're making things more difficult. You're pushing in people inside Bangladesh. You're still showing hostility in the boarding, in our borders. You're killing Bangladeshi people every other day. Why this kind of vengeance or why this anger? Why you are not trying to make things in a amicable way? India has to accept its mistakes. If they have any intention to befriend Bangladesh or to come close to the people of Bangladesh, they will have to show some lenience. They will have to show or accept that they have done a mistake by causing too much with Sheikh Hasina's regime. But we have not seen any such thing. And South Asian geopolitics right now is at a crossroads. It goes, as you can see right now. Recently, we witnessed a war. It was a war. It was an act of war between India and Pakistan. These two countries are at a still situation right now. Again, Maldives, it's a country that has turned hostile to India. In Bangladesh, the situation that India has created for itself, of course, it is something that they should consider a failure for their diplomats. So I think they need to see where they're heading towards in this region, because in my understanding, how I see things is India is becoming isolated every day. And if they continue doing this kind of behavior with their neighbors or the neighboring countries, they will be isolated. the BJP government, what they're doing, they are slowly and gradually trying to promote their kind of ideologies and that Hindutva narrative. They're trying to push it everywhere, and then they're badly failing the way they have failed in Bangladesh miserably. So the people of India, I'm sure they'll understand at a certain point that what they have been doing is nothing but trying to establish their own viewpoints for personal gain or personal prominence. End of the day, it is the country India, the people of India, who are going to face this unnecessary situation.